Hey, let me ask you something. Does shoulder press cause you pain, or do you feel uncomfortable pressing weights overhead? Because if you do, you're not alone. The reality is many people struggle to press weights directly overhead. Now, rather than just avoid or abandon overhead work altogether or push through pain, today I want to teach you an exercise that should allow you to overhead press completely pain-free, because it's very shoulder friendly. Now, before I get into that, I just want to explain the main reason why many people struggle with any kind of direct overhead work. And it's simply from a lack of overhead range of motion or shoulder mobility. So if you cannot do this, if you cannot get your arms to extend overhead, okay, so you can see the ear through the bicep, then really it's not a good idea for you to press weights directly overhead. What it means is you're going to compensate by either arching that low back or moving excessively through that shoulder joint. And that's going to put lots of force or unwanted stress through the shoulder, and that can cause problems either directly now or later down the line. So forget this exercise for now. If that's something that you need to work on, you're best off avoiding direct overhead work, but we can modify it. So today I'm going to teach you how to perform a slightly easier exercise on the shoulder, or one that requires slightly less range of motion, and that way it will keep you out of trouble. So it's called the half kneeling landmine press. Now, to do this exercise, we're going to need a barbell and ideally a landmine attachment, okay? If you don't have one, it's absolutely fine. You can just slot a barbell into any gap or corner. As long as you've got that hinge point, we're good to go. Now, the good news about this exercise is it's become a lot more popular recently. But the bad thing is most people are doing it wrong. So when I watch most people in the gym doing this exercise, there's absolutely no stability, and it looks something like this, okay? Grabbing the bar in any old position and kind of just jerking the bar like this, okay? Look at my hips all over the place, shoulder all over the place. The great thing about this exercise is that we get to work the shoulder muscles, the upper pecs, the triceps, those pressing muscles through that almost vertical pressing plane, but we also are getting incredible amounts of hip and core stability at the same time. So it's a tremendous bang for your buck exercise. So today I'm going to teach you how to do this properly, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is load up a first plate, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, or just the bar. And the position, okay? We want to start with the back knee 3 or 4 inches behind the barbell here. Go up onto the toes and place your front leg up like so. Now, if you come in forward here, that front leg is critical here, that we have a nice straight line from the back of the knee to the back of the heel, okay? And again, this back knee is 3 or 4 inches away from the bar. Hips completely square to the barbell. So that's your start position in terms of the base here. Now, once you grab the barbell up, we want to pay attention to a few things. First, we want to make sure that the elbow is directly underneath the hand. And secondly, we want to make sure that we have a straight wrist. Okay, so you see that straight? We don't want to extend the wrist there, or it's going to put a lot of strain through the wrist. Okay, another point. We want to start with that barbell a few inches away from the shoulder. So a lot of people will do this. Okay? Now, this range here, from here to about here, is very passive. We have no control of that, which means it's going to be putting a lot of strain on the ligaments and tendons of the joint. We want to keep our muscles under tension the whole time. So we want to start around there where we have control of the movement. Okay, so those are a few key points before we start. The next thing I want to talk about is stability through here. So once you've got the barbell up, we want to squeeze this back glute. We want to brace the abs strongly so that this region is still and it doesn't move. Okay? And from there, I'm going to take my outside arm out to the side, make a fist, pack that shoulder blade down to engage the lat, and I'm going to press the weight directly up and reach. Okay? So that's another thing that's important. We want to get that reach. And then we're going to pull the barbell back into position. Okay? We're going to engage the lat, and that's going to set the shoulder blade into a nice position there. Press, exhale, pull back. You'll notice that my upper body is leaning forward slightly as I press the weight overhead, and then leaning back slightly to pull the bar down back into position. And again, I'm avoiding touching the shoulder. I've got roughly a 90-degree angle at the elbow there. And you'll see my whole body's still. And I'm getting immense amounts of core and stability work here. And I'm really getting to work these pressing muscles very effectively when I stabilize like that. Okay, so I'm going to load this up now and just work through a set, just so you can see exactly what that's going to look like. But remember that we want to start with a good base position. Again, straight wrist, elbow under the bar, away from the shoulder, stabilize the glutes and the abs, and then we can press from there. Okay, so let me put another plate on and get to see what that looks like. But going back to what we were talking about originally with overhead work potentially causing you shoulder pain, the reason why this often alleviates that is because that angle is slightly reduced, okay? So we're not forcing our body or yanking it way overhead. If you don't have that range right now, you can work on your shoulder mobility, and in the meantime, you can supplement with exercises like the Landmine Press, okay? It's going to be way more joint friendly for you, and you're going to get a lot more out of the exercise that way, rather than abandoning this work completely or pushing through pain. So anyway, I'm just going to do one set now, just to show you what that's going to look like. So I've got the knee behind the bar, a few inches. Nice 90-degree angle at the front leg. Okay. Bring the bar in position. Stabilize. Really squeezing the legs hard. Challenging exercise, again, very demanding on the core, and you're going to feel it's going to really light up your shoulder, upper pecs, triceps. Half kneeling landmine press. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.